served. We've been buked and we've been scorned. We've been treated bad, talked about, as sure as you born. But just as sure as it takes 2 eyes to make a pair, brother, we can't quit until we get our share. Say it loud. Say it loud. One more time. Say it loud. I've worked on jobs with my feet in my hand. You know, all the work I did was for the other man. But now we demand a chance to do things for ourselves. We're tired of beating our head against the wall and working for someone else. Say it loud. Say it loud. Say it loud. Say it loud. Ooh-wee, you're kidding me. All right, out of sight. All night, so tough, you're tough enough. Ooh-wee, you're killing me. Ah, say it loud. Say it loud. Now, we done made us a chance to do things for ourselves. We're tired of beating our heads against the wall and working for someone else. Look here, there's one more thing I got to say right here. Now we're people, we like the birds and the bees. We'd rather die on our feet, keep living on our knees. Say it loud. Say it loud. Say it loud. Lord, Lord, Lord. Say it loud. All right now. Lord, you know we can do some fooling. Now we can say we're doing the funky part. Now we do. Sometimes we dance, we sing and we talk. You know I don't like to do the camel walk. All right now. All right. All right now. Say it loud. Say it loud. Let me hear you. Say it loud. Say it loud. Now we're the man's a chance to do things for ourselves. We're tired of beating our heads against the wall and working for someone else. You know, we are people too. We like the birds and the bees. But we'd rather die on our feet and keep living on our knees. Say it loud. Say it loud. Let me hear you. Say it loud. Say it loud. Ooh-wee, you're killing me. All right, out of sight. All right, out of sight. Ooh-wee, oh no. Ooh-wee, you're killing me. Ooh-wee, 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 ooh, ow. Say it loud. Say it loud. Lord, I feel it. Say it loud. Say it loud.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the host, guests, and callers, and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of AOC Community Media, Cox Cable, LUS Fiber, or any entities they represent. Thanks for listening.
Good morning, people. Welcome to another edition of the Open Line Radio Show here on AOC Community Media. That's Cox 15 and LUS Channel 3 in the 5 Parish area of South Louisiana. Also streaming live audio on Digital Soul Radio, digitalsoulradio.net. You can go in, download our app, and listen 24/7. Also, Roku and Fire Stick. That also applies to AOC Community Media. You can watch AOC Community Media online, download to the Fire Stick, the Roku Stick, and all your favorite other platforms that you have access to video and audio services. I want to again thank a trusty AOC Cup. Hopefully they be giving something out when we do our AOC annual meeting and banquet. And shout out to the board directors. I'm not soliciting. Get us some more cups. The board of directors, if you're watching, get us some more cups. These cups come in handy. I broke one long time ago, but I got it back up. I took from Sister Khadijah. She don't even know that. She don't even remember that. She don't remember her Black history, but I'm going to remind her today about her Black history that she participated in South Louisiana so many years ago. Welcome, people. So much is going on. I want to start off with a tribute to a person who grew up in my era, who I admire as a athlete, because we all were some street ballers, ball players, semi-pro players back in the day, and we all had one favorite player. One favorite player that caught the eye of everybody, because, he was probably more than likely unstoppable as a athlete. And this person, he died on yesterday, a day before yesterday, a legend, and we like to think he's a part of South Louisiana folklore, especially in the Black community, Dwight Bullimore. I'm going to read a little bit from the Wikipedia article about him, and it's too bad that there's not a lot of tribute to this person, this great young brother. I call him young brother. He's older than me, but I always picture him as a young brother, the way he played ball. He is someone we could all look up to as a player, and everywhere you go back in the day, even if you didn't care for UL, University of Raging Cajun, whatever, Louisiana, Lafayette. And I'm sorry, I'm making some alumni mad, but hold up, there's a lot of other stuff, but we're not going to deal on that. We're going to talk about the man himself, Dwight Bullimore. Dwight Bullimore was born April 7, 1951, and he died on February 16, 2026. And he was an American professional basketball player born and raised in Columbus, Ohio. He was a two-time consensus All-American at the University of Southwestern Louisiana, now the University of Louisiana Lafayette, where he led the NCAA in scoring for the 1971 to 72 season. Lamar was the number one overall pick in the 1973 American Basketball Association draft. This brother right here, he was unstoppable. I knew a few players back in the day who could shoot those they didn't even have three-pointers back in the day like that. But he he would have broke more records if they had the three-point line. But he could shoot the lights out. Again, the condolences go out to his family and friends in the Lafayette area and in the Columbus, Ohio. This was a great athlete. He just was underrated by some, but we know, and those brothers and sisters who followed him his career and followed him at UL knew how great he was. Again, he passed away on December 16th. Again, so much is going on, people, and we have to acknowledge the history. And I'm gonna jump into a lot of history today of people who actually did something on the ground. And I like to think we were a part of it as far as media. We were a part of it. You remember the Gina 6? That was a situation back in the day that was a catalyst for a lot of people. And we like to think that our circle, Sister Khadijah, had something to do with it. We want to also acknowledge our sister in at that time was staying in the Gina area, Concepta Bailey. Sister Concepta Bailey, she had a lot to do with it. So I'm gonna bring up some other things going on here on the Open Line Radio Show. And remember, Black History 365. But I want to go to this graphic right here. I'm gonna superimpose it on the screen. Okay, we can't forget about real Black history. We say real Black history. I'm sorry, I got to say this. There's a lot of self-aggrandizement. Every time I see an award program over here, they're giving the same awards to the same people every other year. Is the people getting you're getting an award for actually achieving maybe a good job, a good educational background, or you move upward, you had more upward mobility, but have you actually done something? A lot of those people who getting those awards never march, never protest, but they went on the backs of people who marched and protest, or even opened their mouth and say something that wasn't right. We have a lot of people getting awards around here, and I'm not trying to be jealous. That's not my platform, my entity, my club, my social club. But there's, a lot of our organizations and a lot of our celebrations have turned into one big self pat on the back of aggrandizement stuff. And that's why you have young people who are disillusioned because they don't know the history. They don't know who really went to war for you and paved the way for you to get where you at. Just because you was the first appointed judge don't make you a trailblazer, because they had people who had to go to court, who had to protest, who had to fight, who had to open their mouth. Don't get it twisted, people. We confuse being the first of something as something that's much more positive than the people who paved the ground for you. Much like our good brother Jesse Jackson, who paved the way for so many other people to do some things. So this brother right here, this minister, this priest, this man of God, Father A.J. McKnight, paved the way for a whole lot of people in South Louisiana. But we should, and he does somewhat get put on the back burner in the sense that he should be celebrated every day. He should be celebrated every day. So we just want to acknowledge that they got some real Black history in South Louisiana, and people, we need to pay attention to it instead of just paying attention to someone who got a corporate job and a corporate media situation, or a corporate job in downtown Lafayette, or they work for some part of the establishment, and that's not real Black history. Black history, if you haven't went to jail, you haven't got threatened, you haven't shook up the status quo. There are some of our elected officials, some of our politicians who are scared to open their damn mouth about anything that's going on. Boy, the phones will start ringing. I knew this was gonna happen. Let me get this caller. Good morning, caller. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, brother John. I don't know if you're taking callers or what, but
go ahead, because we have,
I heard you say you were discussing about Black History Month and all the good Black people. Look, we got to stop with this Black History Month. This is White History Month. That's for white people to learn about the two nonviolent Black people, and we got way more Black people who done way better than what these people who you said getting these honorary trophies and honorary degrees.
Self-aggrandizement. They call it self-aggrandizement. You pat yourself on the back for actually achieving anything. You didn't go to jail. You didn't argue. You didn't fuss. You didn't open your mouth. Somebody paved the way for you. You got a good job. Now you getting an award.
That's the good Negro syndrome. That's to make you think you did something for your people and your community, but really what you done was help them to keep organized white supremacy.
Right.
And you mentioned Jesse Jackson. I keep telling people, if we go do our history, Jesse Jackson has sold the Black people out so many times. You remember when he had that 7-Up deal that they was being racial toward Black people, and then all of a sudden everything ended, and then 7-Up came out and said they paid him 1% of the company or something, and nothing was done about it.
Right.
And the only good thing I like about Jesse Jackson is when he said he wanted to cut Obama nuts off. Do you remember that, Jay? No, do you remember that?
Yes.
And most Black people gonna say, well, why he said that? Go do your history. Jesse Jackson didn't like Obama because he didn't have no black agenda.
Mm-hmm.
He was the uppity Negro that they had born and raised and catered and pampered to sell us a story that this black man was going to give us our hopes and dreams. This is why Jesse Jackson was also mad, because his son was supposed to have that spot that Barack took. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, y'all can honor this man, but what did he do for black people but disturb them? Gave them false hope, gave them false everything. Jerry, that's the biggest thing with us. We always look at these preachers, that these so-called white supremacy, which is Democrat and Republican, pick these guys to come sell us a narrative. And then once they get in that closed room, they sell the narrative and then come out rich and then tell us we got to keep trying. We got to keep going vote. We got to keep doing this. How long does it take for us to get our just dues?
They're about to steal the vote. So if you were serious about voting, let's say that goes out to people out there. If they were serious, they'll be fighting not to let them steal the vote. So it must be a game being played, Mr. Kevin, huh?
Jay, it is a game, man. Look, man, we've been voting for, I know I've been voting for 30 years. I stopped almost 7 years ago and I found out what this government agenda was to keep the black people underneath them. Not give them no kind of power, but give them enough to hope that something was going to change for them if we keep playing under them. Mm-hmm. This agenda is to keep the black people down. Look, the Hispanic people didn't pass us. Why? Because the white supremacy, which is Democrat and Republican, gave them enough money and resource for them to go above us. And these sellout blacks, and a lot of people gonna say, man, why are you saying that? Because if you go do the history, all our so-called black leaders sold us out because these white folks always changed the program and made them compromise to what they really was gonna give us anyway. Right. And that's our biggest problem. We don't pay attention. All we hear is go vote, and we don't know what we're voting for. All we say, we need to vote in our voting right. What about our human rights?
I was kind of disappointed. Last year, year before last, when they had opened up that new district where Cleo was running, right? We was trying to get all the candidates to make it equal. I got reached out from Mr. Peter Williams, who was running as a Democrat against Cleo. And then I turned on the TV yesterday. He announced he could be running as a conservative Republican. Even if you playing the game, Mr. Kevin, of voting, let's say if you're playing the game, don't that disillusion you that people, it's just like a pickup game. We talk about Dwight Baltimore. We supposed to go to UL and play them pickup games against them, some of them guys who got out of college. And you would choose sides every day. Hey, you're going to be on this side, Mr. Kevin. Tomorrow, I'm going to be on your side. That's what we got going on with voting, man. I hate to keep be so descriptive.
No, Jay, don't hate it, man. You finding out what you didn't want to see, and it hurts you when you find out. I ain't gonna lie, because I pay in pain every time I hear so-called educated black people saying, "Go vote, things gonna change. Go do this. We got to stay under these white people. We got to do this. We got to live and survive for our children's future to be secured." That's what we're not understanding. Every time we are voting, we're giving up our rights as leaders. We are letting them people know we are weak people because we so say can't govern ourselves. And here it is. And I know a lot of people love Mr. Trump, but Mr. Trump is giving them exactly what they voted for.
Yes.
And us as black people, and let me give my black people some shout out. Y'all just don't know how powerful we are when we come together. Look, we're going to lose a couple of fake black people. That's good. Let them go on the white side. Because it's 5 of us can take 10 to 12 of them. These people are ruthless. These people are cruel. And you keep on letting them go to your churches to sell your congregations. That's how they've been getting us, David. They always want black people to be preachers or teachers. Mm-hmm. They don't want us to be business owners. They don't want us to be a franchise because they know without us they cannot make it. As you notice, all these businesses are closing, Jay.
Right.
And now out here in New Iberia, Freddie the little leprechaun Decur, he's bringing tire shops. But not black people, no. For the Hispanics and the Arabians. You understand?
Yeah.
And who caters to them the most, Jay? Black people. Like, our money is not worth nothing to us, but we can give it to everybody else. Make that make sense, man.
Yeah.
And this is why I get on the radio and be bold. Even some of my family members don't like what I say, but I'm not living for them. I'm living for my grandchildren and their common sense to be secured, to be able to think without people telling you what to think.
Yes, indeed.
So until we wake up and realize that if we don't learn our history, which is 365 days, every day we wake up, That is black history.
Right.
These little 28 days they gave for our so-called school system to teach white people about Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks. This is what they love, because you can ask the average white person, who's the best black they had, Martin Luther King or Rosa Parks? They had way more black people than that, but they don't want them to know this.
Right.
And look, it's not them white children's fault, no, Jay. It's their parents who've been taught that. And that's why when they say they don't see color, they're really telling you they don't see black people. And we let the leaders that he just mentioned that. Yeah, he said that out of his heart. And that's what I like about Trump. He's being open with it. Biden covered it up and had a couple of Negroes to cover him up too with the media. Even these black media companies like Don Lemon, Roland Martin, they all work for the Democratic plantation. Their job is to get us hyped and souped up for us to go and cast a vote for their master. And that's what black folks don't understand. Out of all these years, Jay, we the smartest and educated people. Matter of fact, they got degrees these white folk don't even have that they gave to these Negroes and can't find a job that their degree worth. But it's a debt system. So when you're saying something, man, don't be apologetic.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Say what you got to say, and if it offends somebody, they got the problem, bro.
And at the open line, one thing I'm going to push, Mr. Kevin, Black History 365, because if you don't know who you are, you'll never know where you're going. Yeah,
and that's why they don't want us to know about our histories, eh? Because if we would find out what great people we are and what leadership we used to have before these white folk, we've been around, our ancestors have been around for 7 million years. These Caucasians came 4,500 years ago. Right. And that's how they keep bullying us, by making their laws and creating their laws. You remember Carter G. Woodson wrote that book, The Miseducation of the Negro?
Yes.
He said 90 years ago that we wouldn't have to worry about white folks re-enslaving. It would be our own black people. Look at our black council members who, we going in there and fight. We going in and do this. And what happens? They get in there. I remember you said you got to keep showing that little picture you showed with the dog barking, how they was barking at the people, and then when they get in there, they barking against the people. That's our black politicians, man.
Them to a T. Yes.
See, that's why they don't want us to learn about our history, because if we would see what's been going on in the past, they couldn't predict our future for us. Because white folks are doing bad, black folks. And I want to be proud of y'all again. I can't tell you how much I love y'all. If y'all would only find out how much leader y'all are, y'all would stop letting dummies control your life, telling you what you can and cannot do. Look at all these parades without black people. There is no parade.
Yeah.
Every festival that it created was off of black people's back. Without us, there is no them. That's why they don't want us to be on our own, because they know the genius and the creativity we got. We would make them look like dummies, which they truly are. And to all the white folk are offended, you are welcome.
Yes,
so
sir.
Keep saying what you're saying, Jay, and try to stay away from some of these people that be on the side of you, man. These dudes just be talking to get attention.
Yes, sir.
Tell them go do some research. And if Black Lives Matter, guys, don't vote. Please don't vote.
All right.
Love y'all. Stay strong.
Okay, you just heard from Mr. Kevin today. Mr. Kevin comes on every Thursday on this very same station, AOC Community Media. That's Cox 15 and the LUS Channel 3 in Lafayette. Let me play some of my new promos that I've been playing around with, and hopefully I could do some more promos for different. You got a promo that you want, just get at me at realtalk51@gmail.com, and I could get you a promo for your show. Thank you.
You're watching the Open Line Radio Show on AOC Community Media. The lines are open. You can reach us at area code 337-272-8849. That's 337-272-8849 if you have an open mind.
There you go, people. I want to play this clip right here. It might be something to Mr. Kevin liking. Something I just want to show before I go into the heart of the show we could be talking about today. Some real black history.
We're not interested in interracial housing. We don't want your neighborhood. We want ours to be just as good. See, we don't want a store in your neighborhood. We don't want you coming in our neighborhood and open up stores and exploiting us and then go home and throw a bomb if we move next door out in the suburbs. We don't want your schools, but we want our schools to be the highest and the best possible for our black progeny. See, what people don't understand, we are saying, and we're not asking. You see, the die is cast, as I said, we're not asking, we're saying this is the way it's going to be.
The young lady from Winnetka has stated that she saw during the marches which she participated in people who were full of fear and hatred. Mr. Lucas has said that the American Negro is either going to be free or he's going to be dead.
Now, you get this straight. You can kill all the black folks you want to, baby, but you will not kill the freedom of black folks. It's coming. We're going to get it. We fought in every one of your damn lousy wars, baby, and you give us nothing. Now, the war is going to be here because we're going to be free. Now, you kill all you want to, but we kill too.
I don't agree with the moderator nor Reverend Robinson that we want some kind of agreement. We want agreement by which we can live or die. You choose. If you won't listen to me when I make an appeal for the Negroes because you have no concern for the Negroes, listen to me when I make an appeal for America. You claim you love America. Well, we love America. But you are driving us back and you are making a Samson out of us, and we are going to pull down the pillars. Should you try to pretend that I'm crazy because I want America to be saved? And then you think we have no right to ask for something? Is it too much to ask you to grant us human dignity? Should we be put down and shot to death for this request? If so, you can aim your guns. What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're going to deny us the right to live?
You know, this revolution is filled with so many ironies, really. First you tell us that it is manly to keep your word. All right? If you are a man, you keep your word. And now all that the black people in this country are demanding, and even the black people in the whole world are demanding, is that you keep your word. You told us we were free. Well, then show us that we're free. You told us that there is justice, equality for all in this country. Well, then stick to your word and let us see the justice and equality for all. Or else admit to us that you're not a man, you're a worm, you're afraid of us, you're afraid to give us equal stand. You're afraid that if you give us equal ground that we will match you and we will override you. And if that's what you're afraid of us, then tell us that's just what you're afraid of. But don't keep hiding it from us and holding this up to us, and every time we ask you for something, you give us a little bit of something, and it's all tokenism. We don't want tokenism. And there are most black men in this world that don't want charity. And yet still every time we ask you for something, you give us a little piece, a little piece. You're playing games with us. We're not children. We're big men. I've seen my father have to put up with all kinds of stuff. He was a big man. He raised a family. He went down south, and he had to go around to the back door with his wife. We're not asking for anything. We're not asking for any favors. All we want is what's ours. Now, there are many black veterans who are coming back, and they're mad. They're angry. Do you think that they're going to sit down through this? Our fathers didn't have the knowledge that we have. They sat through it. But there are other black youth that are not going to sit through it. We know about Che. We know about Fannin. We've read the books of our revolution. We've listened to Mao and his quotations. We know where we stand. We're not going to sit for it. We're asking, and if we ask and we don't get, we're prepared to stand up and take it. If I ask a man, I tell a man I am hungry. I tell him I am cold. And I ask him to do something about my condition. And this man holds a loaf of bread right in front of me so I can see it, and I keep asking him, I'm begging him to please give me a slice of the loaf of bread. I am hungry. Then it is known by every psychologist that the next step in the progression is I am going to knock him upside the head and take the bread from him. I'm not going to starve to death. All we're asking, No one wants to see blood. No one likes the smell of blood. No one wants war. Anyone who's been in war doesn't want war. Everyone knows what it is to see the inside of a man's gut hanging out and see your friends die, see relatives die. No one wants to regress back to the state of mind where you have to think it's all for the cause, therefore my mother has to die, my wife has to die, my brothers and sisters have to die. No one wants that. But you're pushing us to it. You're leaving us no choice. We're asking, we're begging. The students up at Columbia, they ask. The brothers down south ask. The brothers in Latin America, the brothers in Africa, they're all asking. All they're doing is asking. Our fathers asked. Our grandfathers.
Same as it ever were. Where I heard that quote from? That's a song. Same as it ever was. This is back in the 60s or 70s. And we still have the same issues. You know how many years that's been? How many years that been that these concerns by these brothers on the screen? And I want to salute good black history. Somebody who was left out, and I think Mr. Kevin would agree, Mr. Russell Meeks from Chicago. This brother right there was a dynamite. He was a force. And he spoke up and spoke out. I want to go to some real black history. They out here, a lot of people out here giving celebration and self-aggrandizement at these events for black history. But here's some people who was doing some real black history back in the day. And I'm going to play a clip from our good sister right quick.
That's Brother Jesse, Sister Khadijah. His Brother Jesse. Brother Jesse. Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
We don't know. We're here with Minister Muhammad from Texas.
Houston, Texas.
Brother, how do you feel about the outturn for the Gina 6 here in LaSalle Parish?
I think it was definitely an overwhelming response, and it's definitely a message to this government that the people are no longer asleep, but they're definitely awake. And even more powerful, if you look at the high percentage of those that are in attendance are young people, high school and college students. So it's definitely a signal that the civil rights movement of 2007 has just been ignited today.
What estimate do you think of the amount of people that's been here today?
Well, you know, I'm not as skilled as calculating as CNN does, but I would definitely say this close to 100,000. If we look at how many different locations it was, and I didn't even get a chance to make it everywhere, but it's definitely in the tens of thousands for sure.
So we do believe that this sent out a word to all of the corrupt DAs and all of the powers that be, particularly in Southwest Louisiana. So what do you have to say to the world about the injustice here?
Well, definitely, even before we set our feet here at Gina, Louisiana today, we had already made an impact. Many people just say, well, it was the federal courts of appeal that overturned Michael Bell's conviction, but actually it was the momentum of the people for this day that helped to get his conviction overturned, because just like we were going to protest July 31st, that day before they cut down the white tree. So it's the momentum and the unity of the people. So the message is that no longer in these small towns will you get away with this undercut injustice against our people.
And let's say we've seen some of the youngest of the young, babies, we've seen some of our elders, senior citizens, but most importantly, our young revolutionary warriors, those that's supposed to be leading the future. And in closing, sir, what would you like to say to the entire world dealing with the Gina incident?
I would say to the entire world that even though you may have never seen the Gina 6 on the map, you may have never known what Gina, Louisiana was like myself, but you have to realize that the Gina 6 could be the Chicago 6, the Houston 6, the Africa 6, the Europe 6. So we got to stand up for our babies wherever they are, because these are the same young men we stand up for today. They'll be the saviors of our community tomorrow.
That's right. That's right. Thank you so much. Much love.
Much love.
There you go, people. You remember the Gina 6? You remember the Gina 6? It was just so many years, 2007, 2008. Our sister was out there interviewing. That's when they had the biggest rally, the rally that the organizers who helped protest, who helped start the protest, all of a sudden they had some big names came in. One of them was Reverend Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, and a whole lot of Michael Basin, and others who took over facilitated the rally. Different organizations, different groups, and they coordinate. That was a beautiful thing about the coordination, because so many groups now don't get along and so forth. But it was people like Sister Khadijah who went out there with a few families, and they actually helped start that. If you see her in the right corner picture, that was her leading the rally, this third rally we went, because I traveled with her documenting that back in the day. And then that was in Jet Magazine, where Jesse was talking to one of the victim family father. And now this was one of the pages out of Jet Magazine opened up. Sister Khadijah was featured in that, and Jesse Jackson at the same time. So we got some real Black history, practice, but we don't have the acknowledgement of our community by these people who went and did those things. Here's another clip I want to show. Let's see if I can get it up. This is another one. Let me get this phone while we talk. Hello, caller.
Yeah, Jay, I looked at that video with Gina Six, man. I'm glad you brought that up about how locally, and I wish I could get Sister Khadijah back the way she used to be a warrior, and then put up with these people nonsense and didn't compromise. But you see, things change. People get old. But the thing is, y'all was the one who did the research, the background, and you mentioned Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson. These guys was not the people we thought they were. They came to dilute the case. And people don't understand that. Al Sharpton's still doing the same damn thing he's doing right now. And he still works for the white corporation. And people don't understand he hasn't done that for Black people. But when he got a case, him and Ben Crump will go sell out their rights. As you noted, all that the information is coming out.
Right.
Ben Crump is a case runner. And Al Sharpton is the one that talks to the political people.
Right.
We got to understand that these people are handpicked.
Right.
They're not our Black leaders. They're our Black misleaders. They come and show their face so they can take over the case.
Right.
And once they take over the case, they dilute everything that happened. Even the lawyer. Ben Crump was one of the lawyers. You knew that, Jay?
Yeah. Yep. Oh, yeah.
Him and that Black woman, Lexington, they sold the case out.
Especially
they sold it out big time.
What that woman did. She did the same thing to Victor White. She did the same thing to Victor White.
Victor White, Trayford Teleran, and they didn't get on the Ronald Green case, but they gave some counseling on it. See, these white folks that work in government know how to dilute the situation by sending Black faces that we think are part of us. They come and they dilute the case. Like Lamar Davis for the Ronald Green, that Belton guy, the DA. That's all John Bell Edwards hand-picked Negroes. They come off the plantation. And Black folks, I keep telling y'all, pay attention.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Correct. But you see, Sister Khadijah started me into this game called politicking and protesting. We don't have to protest no more, guys, because the white folks are doing it right now because they're seeing what we done saw. And our job is to stay on the side, coach them. Don't be a part of them, not just coach them, because you cannot convince these white folks about white America. They believe in it too, and it's not their fault. But they keep bringing up all them old things, man, because if we don't understand, that's why we keep forgetting, because we can remember everything that happened in white history. When it comes to Black history, we don't have to talk about that.
Right.
So keep talking about that and reminding our youngsters. We got to tell those stories that our ancestors told us about what these white folks did. And they still have some good white folks. They're not great, but they're good. But we got to understand, it's up to us to correct their mistakes. And don't feel like nothing is happening because we keep on compromising and keep on taking their apology. And that's what the Christian religion is about. Yes. Making you forgive those who trespass on you and telling you God gonna bless you. No, he's not, because you keep letting the devil uncorrect you. Stop letting people convince you. But Jay, keep talking about it. And locally, y'all are the people that always start something. But it's time for us to take a break and let white America do their job to get their life straight, because it never was right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, man, for picking up again. And I hated to call in, but it don't look like you got nobody calling today. They still after Mardi Gras, you know?
They could go party all they want. How you do? I'm going to say this. How you do 40 days of cutting up and then the next day you're good? You go get your ashes and you're good. Make it make sense.
It's called generational trauma, Jay. A lot of us still depressed and oppressed, so that's how we solve things. We go party, spend more money that we don't have, and now they gonna be, the church gonna be selling them some fried fish and shrimp, and thinking this is what we supposed to do. This is why I got out of this Catholic religion. And then we go, a lot of them gonna put dead people ash on them. And don't that sound satanic? Putting dead ash on people.
They might as well hit the barbecue pit and go get it. That's all. That gonna kill them anyway.
Well, they might have a couple of Negroes that didn't listen to them, that they putting ash on us in the black so-called Catholic church.
Yes. All right.
So keep talking what you're talking, man.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Kevin. Yes, that picture right here is from the set of the Community Defender when we had hosted the Gina 6 families, Sister Khadijah, Brother Shahid, Sister Jamila, Herbert Jasmine, Sister, our other good sister, Sister Margaret. She was there. Sister Menara, I'm sorry. And we had the Gina 6 families. A couple of those people are deceased now. Remember, a couple of those people are deceased now. But I know our good sister Concepta Bailey, the mother of everything concerning Gina. She's there, right next to Sister Khadijah, to Sister Khadijah's right. We definitely appreciate it. Look, Goddess Nutsi there. So right by Brother Darrell Muhammad. So definitely we appreciate our real Black history to help incubate the movement that was probably the biggest movement in Louisiana, if not the United States, to mobilize a couple of 100,000 people to come to Gina. Started with by several protests from 15 people. At the first protest, I think it was Sister Jamila, Sister Khadijah, and a few others, and they started. And I'm gonna be truthful from what I could get from my memory, who was starting that. If you want some real Black history, this is real Black history, people. And some people, like I said, a lot of self-aggrandizement about who did what. But you had to have some people. A couple of those brothers who were involved in the Gina 6 incident as young people are now attorneys. So definitely Sister Khadijah and others, Concepta Bailey, and others helped led the way for people to achieve something. And that's what this is supposed to be about. Black history that changes the mindset. I'm going to go on to some other clips, and we're going to pull in some other clips. Okay, let's see. This clip right here, that should be on number 4. Okay, this is when we came to Gina early that morning. We left real early. I mean, we were in a line of about 20 Louisiana State troopers who were on the way on the highway heading out that way. And I think we got there. They were right there also. This is me with my camera and Sister Khadijah and Brother Shahid in the back. And so, some other people, from individuals from our area and stuff. Let me get this caller. Okay. Caller, welcome to... Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning. I wanted to say that was really a surprise, seeing some of our work over some as much as 30 years, 40 years. But
that's some real Black history, Khadijah. That's what we call real Black history.
Well, yes. And as a matter of fact, we were attending a program in Colfax,
right?
Sponsored by Diana Kimball, and at that program, and if you know anything about Colfax, you know about the Colfax
murder
massacre, where they took and they killed hundreds of black men and women out in Alexandria, Louisiana. However, I met Concepta, and Concepta was halfway pleading. They need help to get help mobilize people to come out there. Their children have been arrested and everything like that, and charged with that heinous crime. I took Concepta information, brought it back home, got approval from Brother Darrell. Let's bring them on. on the radio, on the TV program. That was the first TV program that they ever done. And when Brother Darrell asked me, well, Sister Khadijah, what's going to be the topic? I said, let's just go with Frida Gina 6. That was something that I had came up with when Brother Darrell asked me, but leave it to so many others that have traveled and lied and continuously lie. I also wanted to mention, too, that Brother Jay, in 2002, we had like a protest at our Iberia Parish Courthouse, and it was dealing with Mr. Alexander. Mr. Alexander was prosecuted, and the head prosecutioner
look at the picture right here. Look at the picture on your screen. You're reading my mind. If it's got a delay, it's got maybe a 10-second delay from my broadcast to television, but when you see the picture right there, that gonna remind you of a poster that you had did.
Okay, all right.
It could come up in a few. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I wanted to mention how Bob Vines, who was the lead district attorney at that particular time, after he had took over the other corrupt district attorney, Phil Haney, who still, yeah, you're right, who still run things in the 16 JBC.
Do you have the poster right now? Can you see the poster?
Yeah, I'm seeing the poster.
Yes.
That's right. T.K. Alexander, guilty by white jury, not his peers, but being black. That's right. Remember Leon Roy? Pat Saulnier, on vacation with pay. Those were some corrupt politicians.
So that was a poster. That was a poster you made that you carried in front of the courthouse?
Well, that was a poster that we made. Myself, Jacqueline Girard, and we had Raheem, that we were writing down posters, and we was writing down this is what needed to be saved, the truth and nothing but the truth. And so when I was talking about Mr. Alexander, Mr. Alexander, they had found him guilty of lying and stuff. But what about Rob Vines? Rob Vines, who is the epitome of dirt and corruption. There was someone that had came to the courthouse to fight with Rob Vines, because Rob Vines had legal rendezvous with the man wife. Not only did Rob Vines not get reprimanded, he did not get suspended. They didn't do him nothing but give him like a week or two off. Now you do know that right as we speak, he was working at the the Indian plant. I don't know, not the Indian, but
the casino reservation over there where the Chitimacha tribe has the casino as a legal advisor.
Yes, as a legal advisor. What a joke! He eventually he had to wind up leaving for that position. But you know what? They always have places for them. And then if you remember that Judge Laurie Landry in 2019, Robbie Vines was a part of it, but corrupt Bo Dewey, they had filed some charges against Judge Laurie Landry. Now, don't get me wrong.
Right.
The charges that they filed, that was inaccurate. That was totally inaccurate. You had lawyers, white lawyers, getting up on the stand stating that they felt intimidated by Judge Landry, the way she talked and the way that she spoke to them, and they was like sharing some little tears, some pre-existing tears. And that in itself, the people came out. We came out in support of Judge Landry, Judge Laurie Landry. Finally, she was standing up for her community. We were so proud that she was standing up for her community, but she should have let it go all the way through, because if you would have let the trial go through, you would have heard Robbie Vines, Bo Dewey calling her the B word, the N word, bald head this, bald head that. You would have heard all of that.
Really?
You know, but yes, but they stopped it. Judge Laurie Landry decided, well, okay, we're going to try to work together, which you know for a fact that could never ever happen in the 16 JDC. It could have never happened.
Who is that sister? Who is that sister on the screen? I know I want to touch on a lot of Black history. Tell us a little bit about it.
Sister Akila Mawusi Ali, she was from Crowley, Louisiana. Sister Akila Mawusi Ali, a powerful sister that believed in justice. She was part of the PGRNA. PGRNA stands for the Provisional.
And she was a practicing attorney. We want to make that.
For the Republic of New Africa. And she was an attorney. She was a big-time attorney. And just so happened...
She did some historical thing, right?
She done the same COFA project. She was on Sister Janelle Shagwar, may she rest in peace. She was on Sister Janelle Shagwar's show. She had a series on, just like you had a series on, Brother Jay.
What's the big thing, Sister Khadijah? That's what I want to get to. The big thing concerning judges and who helped pave the way to file those lawsuits and stuff like that. Didn't she was a part of that?
She was a part of that. If you remember, when I say several years, if you remember, there was a law here in the state of Louisiana that did not allow Black lawyers to have the opportunity to become judges.
Right.
There was a law that did not allow them to become judges. And the lawyers that took on this battlefield and decided, well, we're going to fight the state of Louisiana. There was a lawyer out in her name was Jocelyn, out in
Jocelyn Alex.
Bro Bridge.
Not Jocelyn Alex.
Out in Bro Bridge, Louisiana. She was there. Sister Akila was on it with several other prominent attorneys. Now, don't get me wrong. They the one that was out there challenging the laws for not having Black lawyers given the opportunity to become judge. And guess what? The ones that benefited from it the most, like your Edwards and everything like that, the ones that benefited from the most were the ones that did not sign on the petition, did not help with the hundreds of hours of work that they had to do to get this heard. And finally, when it got heard, they wound up winning. That we are going to give Black lawyers who are more smart or intelligent than some of the white lawyers the opportunity to become judges, and that set the table all over. I mean, that's pure history.
Yes, real Black history. Real Black history. Yes.
Yes. They should be acknowledged and everything. And I also wanted to mention that they had this judge that was hearing the case. I can't think of the judge's name, but that was hearing the case dealing with Judge Landry, because like we had packed the courthouse full. You hear me? We packed the courthouse full. You had a lot of people from Lafayette, a lot from New Iberia, Franklin, all over that came out and supported Judge Landry. I'm not exactly sure what she's doing right now. For what I understand, she's retired and everything, but the people really came out to support her, even though there were times in the beginning of her being the judge that They just about would. I mean, she was one of the harshest judge when it came to black people. She was one of the harshest judge when it came down to black people. Now, the Honorable Judge Carl Williams.
Yeah, that's who she preceded, right?
The Honorable Judge Carl Williams. He was the type of judge that, they could have called him what they wanted to call him. However, he stood the test of time out of St. Martinville, Louisiana. Robbie Vines, Phil Haney. Oh, there was just, they both Dewey.
And for the record, that's all in the 16 JDC, right? Just for the record.
That whole little mafia in the 16 JDC and also in St. Martinville.
Well, yeah, that's the 16. That's the 16. Yeah.
In St. Martinville, they could not. They did what they could do to try to discourage Honorable Judge Carl Williams from giving out his sentences. And when he gave it out, his sentence was, look, you're going to go, you're going to get your GED, you're going to go and do this, because he knows the two different judicial hands that work for black kids and for white kids. He knows the difference. And that's what, and it was we lost a whole lot when the alleged accident that actually killed the Honorable Judge Carl Williams. We lost a whole lot. And I tried to, I went to the Iberia Parish court meeting to try to get them to honor the Honorable Judge Carl Williams with his picture, with some type of a plaque on his behalf, where they did do the picture. But then if you go to the courthouse today, not only they removed everything. At one time they had all of these white men with these long beards, the part of the KKK Klansmen all over in the hallway when you came up. That's what they had. And I challenged that. I really, really challenged that. And now they decided that, we're going to remove everything. So now nobody is up there, but y'all had y'all.
Sounds like them. That's how they do it. Nobody go. We could take our ball and go home. Yes. And up on your screen, you got Brother Darrell and Brother Oscar. The historical, one of the couple of historical shows, the beginning of the Community Defender, your inception, your creation, and having those talent like Brother Darrell, and especially our good brother, Brother Oscar. Man, that was the show everybody looked forward to back in the day.
I'm telling you, and it brings such a beautiful smile to my spirit just to see that, because that's not something that, I'm going to call a protest and I'm going to do this protest and I'm going to call everybody, look, you just meet me there for this protest. No, those were foot soldiers. Yeah. Those were work. The Sister Akila Mawusi Ali, myself, we were the ones that helped pass House Bill 1709. Right. We had the largest rally in the state of Louisiana without cell phones, without texting or YouTubing, and it was to make sure we were working on behalf of the men and women that were incarcerated. You had a lot of men and women that were doing lengthy sentences for being a first offender and everything. And so we, along with Mr. Craven, along with Representative Craven, right? We alone also challenged the representatives, where we were able to get House Bill 1709 that was able to release over 400 and something people. That in itself is like real power, showing you that, look, we've got to continue. We believe that you deserve a second chance. We know that you deserve a second chance. And remember, some of the people that are incarcerated or were incarcerated, they were innocent of the crime in which they was convicted of. When you think about Harry Granger and David Alexander, they've done almost 34 years of a crime that they did not commit, that other corrupt Sheriff Watney the other corrupt sheriff, Watney, knew that they did not commit that crime. And I'm thinking about also the other corrupt sheriff, God dog it.
Charles Fuselier. Charles Fuselier. St. Martin Parish Sheriff.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what about Iberia Parish?
Oh yeah, Sheriff Louis Acker. Louis Acker.
Yeah, Louis Acker.
And people got to remember, as a footnote, Khadijah, that Jeff Landry did work as a high-ranking officer for Sheriff Charles Fuselier. So that's one of his mentors. So you know how he's rolling.
Yes. And they had some charges that was up against Fuselier. However, they were able to let it go down, and none of those charges came up.
I got a picture, but I don't have you in the picture. I'm gonna put on the screen that you were there, and people don't realize deja vu. Yeah, the Cubans. But I have the picture of Reverend Brown and Reverend Dudley because I missed you on the picture. The picture was cut out of a newspaper and it was scanned in, and I had it for so many years. You know how many years that been? At that time, Jeff Landry was a St. Martin Parish deputy. It's no wonder he's so far into the immigration roundup, because that's what it was about. The Cubans, what the Cubans did, Khadijah, they protested the conditions at all the jails around the country. And St. Martin Parish jail lockup was one of the main facilities where they kept these Cubans that they rounded up.
That's right. And
deja vu all over again.
And these Cubans, they were some real fighters. They wasn't going to let them just come and beat up on them, treat them like animals, and they fought back. They took and they held a couple of the sheriff people at bay. But when I'm saying they held them at bay, they're just trying to get coverage. They want you to know that this is inhumane treatment.
Right.
And from that was seen all over the world.
Yes.
And from that, the Cubans were able to be released. They went back to their country free.
Yeah, that was the whole thing before. Like I said, before this stuff going on now, they had some people out there were advocating for the release. I have another still I'm gonna show. That was a picture. It's a couple of seconds delay, where the media was setting up and the street was blocked off, and we were across the street. And matter of fact, I was on my way to Grambling when I got down out the car and gone to my nephew's graduation, and I took that picture. You guys were there the night before, but I think I took the other day. One of the next day, I came and I took a picture of the media taking pictures down the street where it leads to the jail. That was big news back in the day, Khadijah.
Yeah, it sure was. And I also seen you had a picture of Deshauna Mallory.
Yes.
Deshauna Mallory.
Yes.
The police officer who was that corrupt police officer, Chad Hazelwood Jr. Chad Hazelwood Jr. Remember Chad Hazelwood Sr.? He was a state trooper. He retired. But Chad Hazelwood Jr., he had came to Deshauna Mallory home, knocking on and wanting to come in. And so she told him that you can't come in because my mother's not there. He took and he broke in the door, took and hit that young lady, and then gonna charge her with assaulting an officer. That's her. That's Deshauna Mallory right there. And we were out there protesting against her being arrested, her being charged with those charges. And they knew Chad Hazelwood was a corrupt police officer. That's the same Chad Hazelwood Jr. He's an alderman out in Lurville, Louisiana, as we speak, a justice of a peace, whatever they call him.
Justice of a peace. That's a good one.
Whatever.
That sounds like a Trump pet name.
Right, but you also remember with his position, he had done some illegal YouTube search.
As serving on a task force with law enforcement in Iberia Parish Sheriff, New Iberia City Police, he accesses the federal, and he was part of a DEA task force, and he did some unauthorized accessing a federal computer to get some information for a private business. I think that's what it is. I could pull up the article. So he actually committed a federal offense by doing that. You cannot access information for one agency and use it for your private situation, your private information. It seems like now they doing whatever the hell they want. They're taking your data and sending it here and there nowadays. So if he would have waited a couple of years in the Trump administration, you could do whatever the hell you want, Mr. Hazelwood.
Yeah, sure could have. sure could have. And Deshauna Mallory went to trial for those trumped up charges, and they found her not guilty. Found her not guilty. That Tad Hazelwood Jr. had lied the entire time. And in that particular time, when he was about 300 and something pounds. At that particular
I'm pretty
time,
sure you didn't got in shape by now, Khadijah. Pretty sure.
Huh?
Pretty sure you didn't got in shape by now. He's not DOA, because I mean, if you stay that big and unhealthy like he probably was, you'd be dead by now.
No, the point I was trying to make is the fact that he was 300 and something pounds on a little 110 pound teenager who was in school when he and was out of school when he came to her home and beat her up.
Right.
And that's still a traumatic experience dealing with Chad Hazelwood Jr., who is in Lurville working as some kind of peace officer,
justice of the peace,
whatever it is that they take care of their own.
Yeah. Yes, sir. That's a lot of history. Khadijah.
Oh yes, it's a lot of history. And when you know what, Jay, what we're gonna need to do is like just bring up with the papers with our proof of some of the things that we have been saying that had actually happened. We just need to like show the proof is in the pudding, or however you want to call it. But from the clerk of court out in Iberia Parish, from the clerk of court out in Iberia Parish, from the parish president that was the parish president, Craig Romero, who wind up having a felony and everything, but you know their crimes are not a real crime since they could expunge it.
Right.
You also have what was his name that was working, supposed to be doing community service and working at the shelter, serving at the homeless, at one of those homes in New Iberia where you would be serving food to the homeless.
Yeah.
He done his community service there. You know, so I know there are people that just want to show what the blacks have done, and not showing what the whites have done. You know, no matter how you look at it, we all know what has went down, what continuously go down, and it's up to us to make a difference. Now, I'm not about to go carry no picket sign today. I'm not about to do that. However, you know, I done my time with 50-something years of protesting and everything like that, and I have it. It's going to be coming out in my book when I complete my book. But Jay, it just goes to show you that we have got to be the keepers of our history, because if we don't keep our history alive and tell the truth and nothing but the truth, you know, this had it not been for us, Ronald Green, that brutal murder of Ronald Green would have never came out. You hear me? It would have never came out to the level that it came out to. From going to Baton Rouge, from Baton Rouge back to Lafayette, putting pressure on the governor, all of that. You know, so remember.
Shout out to Carl Cavalier.
Oh yes, indeed, because he still is but he is a man of his time. Carl Cavalier should be one that's honored all over, because even though he was a state trooper, when he realized that something was wrong, and he did the research to find out how wrong it was, he didn't stop. Oh, look. Then with Ronald Green.
That is so hateful that you see. Look, if you look in the background, they're standing up in the back with their hands on their hips, while there's other two racist future ICE agents hold him up like that with the rubber glove, and he probably was already deceased or dying. And this, and they did it purposely. And the person who got the picture is actually from a body cam. So they had 5 people, the camera, the 2 holding him up and the 2 in the back. That don't look like a lot of rendering of aid to that person and handcuffing him after in the situation he in. You know.
That's right. And to say they got away with murder, and you see that dark shadow in the back. I mean, just because he's a black man and you're a black officer, you couldn't even try to render any type of support. You know, so it's a reason why people don't give a damn about the police officers, because the good police officers, and we do have some good police officers, but where they at? Because they never come up. Well, there was. I need to stop, because Carl Cavalier, he did come up, came out, and he showed the evidence, and he lost just about everything with a family, a young, a beautiful wife, and everything, and we need to give him an award for the one of the largest killing of from the state trooper that's here in the world. That's right.
Right. Yeah, Sister Khadija, so much is going on, man. It does. It's so sad. It's so sad.
Yes. I also want to remind people too that voting is coming up. Make sure you know exactly where your voting precinct is located at. Make sure you could still vote if you don't have your valid ID or valid license. Say you lost it the night before. All you have to do is just do a signed affidavit knowing your mother's maiden name, on that affidavit, and you have the opportunity to vote. It's going to be crucial in these upcoming elections that we go ahead and put power to pen. Yes. You know, and do the voting the way we're supposed to and everything like that. Well, Brother Jay, if I would have drank coffee, I would have had my dose of coffee as we speak.
Yeah. Yes.
And one thing that I do have to agree with a previous caller, that Black history is for them, not so much for us. But we have Black history 24/7, 365 days out of a year. Every day for the rest of our life, we have Black history, and you need to understand your Black history. You need to know that the dealing with medical apartheid by Harriet Washington, that's talking about the so-called hypocrite of modern medicine, Dr. Sims, the so-called hypocrite of modern medicine, Dr. Sims, who operated on Black women, just cut them all up and without no type of sedatives, and he was able to invent the things that for the pap smear this and pap smear that, but at the same time causing lives left and right. And there is also, and I can't think of her name right now, but there is also a lady who had, she died, and they had took blood from her, and that was like maybe some 80-something years ago. The blood that they took from her, it's still producing. And there was a big time hospital that had took her blood and put it through transfusion and everything, and never once acknowledged it from the family. The family didn't even know that their loved one her blood is still flowing today because of them illegally taking her blood and not compensating them. And that's $1 billion hospital.
Yes, it is.
I'm gonna find out. And I'll let you know.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Well, and also we have this other lady, Miss Fannie Lou Mabel, who's from
Fannie Lee Hamer.
Oh no, I know Fannie Lee Hamer. Fannie Lee Hamer was the sister that spoke about sick and tired, and she was in Congress or trying to get into Congress. One of two. That was Fannie Lou Hamer. The other lady I was talking about was Fannie. I can't think of her name, but she was one of the original members. She's 105 as we speak today. She was one of the original members of the Triple Eight. You know, that movie that Tyler Perry made, showing all of these black women that done so much outstanding things and never got recognized. You know, Tyler Perry brought that out, and that's a true story. You know, and so no matter how you look at it, we have so many soldiers that what protesting meant, knew exactly what voting meant. They just knew their history, and they were proud of their history. And that's something that we gotta always keep in mind, Brother J. We gotta always remember, like you had that picture up of the great AJ Father McKnight.
Yes.
Father McKnight was a trailblazer, a complete trailblazer. You know, until today, he's still a trailblazer because his work is still here.
Yeah. Yes.
You know, you could still see his work. No matter what, you still see his work. And there are people that is trying to make sure that you continue to know the type of work that he has done and has continued to do.
Yes.
And that's about all right now.
Okay.
I mean, I could think about some more things, but I'm pretty sure people trying to call in and give homage to some of our people that needs to be given homage to.
Yes. All right, Sister Khadijah. I got some more clips I'm going to run of you guys and Gina and some other things. So check this out in a minute, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right,
okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. That was my co-host, Sister Khadijah. You could catch her. And she's also the producer of the Community Defender TV show, seen every other Sunday. We're going to have Brother Daryl's replays. He's the host of the Community Defender show. I got another clip of Sister Khadijah that this is her in her essence, if you want to say that. Let's play this short clip from Sister Khadijah. 30 seconds.
Al Sharpton about that shooting. The local chapter wants State Attorney General Richard Ayoub to meet with Sharpton to discuss, quote, police problems in Louisiana.
I would like to say there are two sides to every story. However, one side will never be told, and that is because the young man is dead by brutal force.
The group is urging a complete investigation by state police into the matter. Lafayette police are looking for a man caught on tape robbing an automotive store at gunpoint. Al Sharpton about that shooting. The local chapter wants State Attorney General Richard Ayoub to meet with Sharpton to discuss, quote, police problems in Louisiana.
I would like to say there are two sides to every story. However, one side will never be told, and that is because the young man is dead by brutal force.
The group is urging...
Yeah, I had to run that again because I had to adjust my audio because that's an old clip, and I did my a little bit technical part about it that the conversion was not right as far as the audio, so that's why I had to play it again and adjust the audio for it to play. So Sister Khadijah said, the guy was just executed by the person was just executed by brutal force, plain and simple. Plain and simple. That's how we need to approach the media. and to let people know what's really happening, people.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the host, guests, and callers, and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of AOC Community Media, Cox Cable, LUS Fiber, or any entities they represent. Thanks for listening.
You're watching the Open Line Radio Show on AOC Community Media. The lines are open. You can reach us at area code 337-272-8849. That's 337-272-8849 if you have an open mind.
We're back here with the Open Line Radio Show here on AOC Community Media. That's Cox 15, LUS Channel 3 in Lafayette. Also streaming live, the audio portion of the show on digitalsoulradio.net. Digitalsoulradio.net. Go ahead, brother. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, Brother Jay.
Good morning.
And good morning to the listeners. Hey, you putting on an awesome Black History show this morning, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give Channel 10 kudos for running the first Black radio station.
Okay.
Here in Lafayette. That was KJCB.
All right.
You know, they talk about how it got started, who it got started with, and that was very awesome to me, you know.
Yeah, and giving birth to shows like this, the Open Line Radio Show, who Sister Khadijah and I inherited from Sister Janelle. Granted, our politics might be somewhat different, but she saw the light of having a media, an open media, and through all the controversy, the Open Line is still going strong, you know?
Oh, yeah. And I want to thank you and Sister Khadijah for keeping it going strong. You know, nobody would never be able to take the place of Sister Janelle Shagwar, but you've done an awesome job in keeping the Open Line up. You know, also, you know, when people talk about we shouldn't vote, that's the same thing Donald Trump is doing. You know, trying to get us not to vote, trying to take the vote away from Minnesota, you know. So I thought it was Blake Miguez that this guy was getting paid by, but he's getting paid by Donald Trump, you know. So I don't see us not voting, you know, because like I say, Donald Trump trying to get all the Democrats, all the blue states, taking their voting rights away from them. And it seemed like this guy is going along with Donald Trump because he said he liked Donald Trump. So Donald Trump must be paying him, you know, to get us not to vote, Democrats not to vote, or whoever not to vote, you know. So this is where I'm at, you know. We got a lot of history. History going to always be told, but we got to tell our history. We can't let other people tell our history, you know, because if they tell our history, it's their story. We got to tell true history, part of what's supposed to be American history, you know, that we all should know. And long as we keep telling our history, long as we keep fighting for our rights, things are going to be all right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Brother Jay.
Thank you, brother.
You're doing an awesome job on history today.
All right. Thank
you.
Thank you, brother.
All right.
As Brother Wallace Senegal, who was a integral part of Miss Janelle Shagwar's circle back in the day when they were at KJCB. And that's one thing I want to mention, KJCB 770 AM. And it was also briefly for a time they had an FM signal. We want to also acknowledge the show. And everybody had different opinions. Everybody called in. Sometimes we would make the host angry. And I think one of the things with Janelle Shagwar, besides Sister Khadijah giving me a mic and a platform and to get me into all the technical stuff, started out with a video camera, was because I call so much, they rather give me a microphone to talk as opposed to just letting me call into this show. Let's get this caller right quick. Hold on, caller. I'm coming to you. Go ahead, caller.
Jay, man, I want to give you your kudos and your shout out for playing all these great stuff for Sister Khadijah. Because look, listen to me. This is the longest I ever heard her talk about her memories. and that's what no, serious, man.
Yeah.
You showing her what she used to be, how she was a warrior. And this is what we need to show the history of how strong we were without these politicians. And to that old caller, I don't know if he's in his first stage of Alzheimer's, can he tell black folks what voting has done for them and stop being a cheerleader at his age? It doesn't make sense for us to keep selling a narrative that I can tell you to vote, but nobody else can tell you not to vote. Freedom of speech is freedom of rights. And my rights, and I've been participating in this so-called government hypocrisy of voting, has nothing done to black folks. And it's not about that I like Trump. I like what Trump is doing to this country. He's showing white America what black America has been trying to warn him about. So he can love his Democratic masters, but I'm not on a plantation no more. And nobody got to pay me because I mix my own money. That's the difference between followers and leaders. Leaders lead. Followers follow the algorithm. So if this old man needs some help, I can find a nursing home for him to stop selling his people off, because I think he do a show called His Community Matters. But if it matters, stop selling them off to get a vote to make your black politician happy with you. Let these white folk fight. Right side, left side, they still part of one bird, which is the government. Their job is to convince you that one of these parties is going to support you. And neither one is going to support you, because white folk been voting for 200 years. Black folk, we've been voting for 150 under both of these parties. And none of these white folks want us to be free. And that's what we got to understand. We got to stop letting people manipulate us and assimilate us to go and give our rights away. That's why we're not free. So wake up, black people, and all the ones who are woke. I'm proud of y'all, because we got to get a lot of these old black people that's still on the plantation and want to be under other people with their disgusting views of, we got to do these for this white folk, we got to do this for the Hispanics, we got to do this for the Cubans, we got to do for us, black folks. Our culture deserves better than what we are getting. And this government is not going to give us what we need. So, Jay, you're in that situation. I'm giving you kudos because you're being real. Talk what you talk, and like I said, if anybody's offended, man, I'm with you on that, because they got the problem, not you.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and
sir.
don't get into voting, guys, because that's how we've been losing our rights. And thank y'all again. And like I said, if Black Lives Matter, don't vote. Thank y'all.
All right. Yes, yes. And we go back to Miss Janelle as KJCB 770 AM was on the air, and we had different callers. We had some blow-ups on the radio. Certainly we had some things. I don't think they could do that on corporate-owned stations, because we got people here on corporate-owned station in Lafayette area who basically say is we talk about things that other people don't talk about, and they really don't talk about nothing. You're right. He's exactly right, because people don't talk about that. Go ahead. Let's see. Let's get this other call again. Caller. Where you go?
Yes, I wanted to say that once a warrior is always a warrior. There are things that I've done some 40, 50 years ago I'm not about to do today. It's time for the youngsters to come up. But to someone who don't understand the essentialness of voting, let me break this down to you in an elementary term. Elementary is that everything that you purchase, everything that you buy, you charge taxes. So why should I let my taxes go to one side of the town and not to the other side of the town? When I get in that voting box, I have a lot of people on my shoulders that I'm voting for. My grandmother, Miss Anna Boudreaux out of Louisville, every time it was voting, she made sure we had the notary public to come to the house to witness her acts. I made sure I voted for her, and we sealed it. she had to pay for that. So for people, the minute few who say, "Oh, if you're black, don't vote," I don't know what side of craziness that you're on, or what else is going on in your life where you feel you have the authority to tell people not to vote. You don't want to vote. You shouldn't even be talking. You shouldn't even be having the opportunity to express your views, because just like you're on that TV show, that's taxpayers' money that's getting you to get on that show. That's taxpayers' money. You're not doing this out of your own fund, you know. So anybody that want to register to vote, please take my telephone number down and give me a call so that I can make sure. And look, if you are a convicted felon, if you have served your time, if you have completed your sentence, you can fill out the papers to vote. You just have to get something from your probation officers that have stated that you served your time. That's the only way we're going to continue to make a dent in society, is by us standing tall and having that sticker, I voted, not just for myself, but for some of my family members, for my children, for my grandchildren, for my whole community. That's why I wear the sign, and that's why I will always encourage. If you need to register to vote, give me a call. This is my number, Brother J. Or they can reach me by your number at 337-272-8849. Thank you.
Okay. All right. I'm just reading something came over the wire right quick. It is funny. And again, people, I'm trying to be what a host would do, facilitate talk on however side that has the dominant argument to win the argument. But here's this: Louisiana Democratic legislatures don't win much. That's so true. But keep fighting. I'm gonna say this: my disillusionment with elections and so forth. The Democrats are much like the person you ride or die with. It's not even a ride. It's more like a die. You're dying if you're not defending the people that's capping for you. Let me get this also. Hello, caller. Caller.
Great topic today, Brother Jay. But nobody can tell Mr. Broussard what voting has done for black people. They can advocate for voting and complain about the prison system taking a lot of their grandchildren, a lot of their brothers and sisters, but yet still they will always vote. They will always vote against their own agenda. If you're a leader, a real leader, go do the research on what voting has done to black people. It doesn't make sense for people to be advocating for the same system that is incarcerating their own people. Now they're building juvenile detention home. But neither one of these people who advocate for voting can tell you what voting has done for black people. Make that make sense if you are educated. I know she's talking elementary term, but yet still, you used to be a warrior. Warriors don't compromise. They turn you into a soldier. Now you just compromise to everything. The same people you're voting for is taking your rights and throwing it away because they don't want black people with power. So wake up, black America, especially these so-called educated one, indoctrinated one, and look like my sister that lost her mind because she's really against our own people by saying go vote, and she even registering people to give your rights away. I tell you, sometimes they got some aliens that have come and dominated our system, and our black leaders that used to be real leaders are misleading the people with this voting scam, and it's nothing but a scam. So thank you, Jay, for not hanging up and letting me tell people about what voting has done, because if you can't tell me what voting has done for black people lately, shut yourself up, because you don't have the right to tell me I can't tell people not to vote. I spent a lot of money advocating for voting. And when they started building juvenile detention home for our children, this is where I drew the line. This is where I said enough is enough. And I go against anybody or any God for my children and grandchildren to see their future without these evil people being over their lives. Because government is not about your life being free.
All right.
We are free and born free. So tell them callers, wake up and go do the research and stop being followers because they used to be leaders. Mr. Wallace, go during the nursing home. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Caller, call back. Let me get that caller back on the line. Yes, caller. Yes.
Yes. I always enjoyed the fact that you have people, or say Mr. Kevin, who don't do jack anything for the community, but can also give you his Monday night opinion. Hey, you don't ever have to vote, but I know one thing for sure is that when it's time to come to a stop sign, you're obeying the stop sign law. When it comes down to paying taxes, if you're not paying taxes, then you're withholding funds from the government that you're supposed to be giving them for them allowing you to do what it is that you do. You're not a renegade, and I don't recollect you doing jack anything when it comes down into your community. All you are is a Monday night quarterback that thinks just because you're a big bully that you could do this and you could do that. Yeah, you may do things for your grandchildren. What about your children? What are you doing for them?
Okay.
That's
right.
what I want. That's what I want to see. And Jay, you see, if I'd have been on, I'd have cut him off.
Okay.
You let Kevin Bob Tradi do and say anything he want to say to try to keep peace. But some people, you don't need to keep peace with them. Some of it is just off the rocker. They want to tell you how to run your house, and their front door is collapsing.
Okay. Okay, Sister Khadijah.
Right.
All right, Sister Khadijah. Thank you so much. All right, let me go to this piece. This is the open line. If you have an open mind, let's play this piece right quick.
Councilman Benjamin, here in LaSalle Parish, right in front of the courthouse, or right next to the courthouse. How do you feel about the turnout in support of the Gina 6 here in LaSalle Parish?
I'm very enthused and happy. I'm happy with the turnout because it says something. It says that people stand for something that's not going for anything. And it says that my people is here. I tell you what, Gina will never be the same.
And it shouldn't.
It shouldn't. I guarantee when they do your time capsule, we'll be in it.
So what would you like to say to the world about the support they're showing for the Gina 6?
Well, I hope that some of the spooks sitting by the door get out the hallway and just let people pass. This says that people are not going to stand for something, not go for anything. Now you have to remember what this all says, and I said before, but there's no justice, there's no peace. Now I'm going to close by saying this. We should go to Lafayette next week.
We sure should.
But, you got to understand, Lafayette is no different than Gina's sophistication. What they do in Lafayette, they divide and conquer. The middle class blacks need to come out here on the campus.
Yes. Now, how many people you think is here today?
Million. I think you have 1 million. At least 4,000 or better, definitely. And I think that there's a lot of people that didn't make the area because of try to throw it up. But, like I said, where there's no just no peace, it's just a new beginning. Now, you gotta take note of what's happening. People just get tired and period. And let me tell you, it's not gonna be no praying in the next civil rights movement. Got too many friends around the globe, man, in America. So, we need to see these things. Nobody's afraid anymore. Nobody going to hide under the bed.
And we would like to thank you and Councilman Chris Williams for the dedication that y'all done for the community over the years. And I know this is your last term in office.
Let me say something. Please don't buy this pig and blanket that these people are sitting out there and vote for Councilman Williams. You have proof of what that person can do. Now, most of these people, look, my name is Louis Bishop. I said, I can't let you speak. I said, there's some Buddha candidates that got us going in Christian. Can't people understand that when Williams and Benjamin leave the council, let's see what happened then. Now, we got candidates running for the system. How can you vote against the system and then write you a check? Just think about it. Can't you say something? We got to make calls for this and find out what's happening. Don't forget how that is in Christian. Yeah, I see.
All right, you see it. Yeah. Hi, we're here with Sister Janelle out of Lafayette with KJCB radio station. Sister Janelle, you see all of the love that's out there with people from all over the world. What would you like to say to the powers that be, and of course the family members of the Gina 6 here in Gina, Louisiana?
First of all, I would like to let the family members know that we're going to stand behind them until the end of time. But to the community as a whole, this situation is really larger than the Gina 6. It has a global touch in that people are sick and tired of being sick and tired. People are looking for a change, and I think that this is going to be the impetus for change.
And I want to say, with the help of the radio station, KJCB 770 AM out of Lafayette, Louisiana, a lot of courage got out, along with our local network, Media Community Defender. And Sister Janelle, it's just been such a pleasure to be on the forefront with you again, fighting. As you know, we fought for the Martin Luther King chain and protested for how long?
A year, almost a year.
Almost a year, rain or shine, every Tuesday. With food or no food, we was out there. And that showed dedication, that showed diligence, and we want to thank you for the help that you've given the community. And sister, please keep on the good work.
Listen, I want to thank you and Brother Jay, because basically the news that we get in the community always comes from the two of you. And we pick it up and we carry and we follow your lead. So thank you for what you do.
Well, all right, thank you. Does that mean I can get a job?
That $10.3 billion. Who profits?
What do you mean by profit?
Who profits from that $10.3 billion?
The American people profit from it by better security.
Do any
That's why, do you want to talk about the number of assaults against ICE agents a bit? The number of people that...
Do any private companies profit from the $10.3 billion that is allocated to ICE in this bill? Do they profit? Do any private corporations profit from this bill? Mr. Chairman, is that... If you don't know the answer...
I have no idea.
I can tell you the answer. The answer is yes. Dramatic profits. Record profits. Have you heard of a company called GEO Group?
No.
It's the largest private contractor for ICE in the United States. This is a news release from their third quarter announcing record profits by virtue of the money that Republicans allocated in the reconciliation bill last year. I'm going to quote, this is from their CEO. Since the beginning of the year, we have entered into new or expanded contracts that represent over $400 million in new incremental annualized revenues that are already under contract and are expected to normalize in 2026. This represents the largest amount of new business we have won in a single year in our company's history. He's talking about the appropriations that Republicans are championing, both in the reconciliation bill and now this $10.3 billion to add to the slush fund that ICE already has. That's where the money is going, to for-profit companies. The Brennan Center has described this as a detention and deportation industrial complex. That is what you all have created. They are making money hand over fist. And I think it's reprehensible. And I think this Congress ought to do something about it. And it's clear to me this bill does nothing on that front.
Okay, I'm back. We're back here at the Open Line Radio Show. I lost my audio for a couple of minutes, for a couple of seconds and stuff Always some technical stuff going on in the background. But yeah, people, that last piece, and we were bringing up some real black history with the Gina situation and some of the interviews, some of the movers and shakers and so forth. So I think we went to black on screen. I can't believe that. Hopefully we'll be back on the air. I'm trying to figure out what happened. Just a minute and so forth, and we'll come right back with the show. Okay, we're back. And the thing that people don't realize, Louisiana has the largest amount of deportation camps, immigration centers, and now they also will be probably like these other states contracting to take old abandoned warehouses and turn it into some camps for the migrants and the immigrants. And it's not so much that we just really want to care about the migrants and the immigrants, because I don't see where they have hurt us more so than other groups. You could look at it, well, the migrants taking all your jobs. They were building all the houses around Lafayette. They were building, contracting a lot of work. People were hiring them for slave labor. But yet, 6 one way, half a dozen, if you have the political, social establishment and economic establishment who are pushing racist programs and policies against black folks, it's almost the same thing. You could have on one side is hurting you, on the other side is hurting you. So I would say don't let what's going on with the migrants and the immigrants be the testing ground to round your ass up. Excuse me for cursing. That's their intention. With the anti-blackness policies by Jeff Landry, Liz Morrell, Nancy Landry, Kevin Roberts, all from the Lafayette area, those anti-blackness policies are the ones that's going to hurt you. Now, even if you are a person who say, I don't care nothing about that, when you don't have the money in your wallet, or you don't have the whereas to go out there and make the money to put in your wallet because of the policies of Jeff Landry's and others in the Republican Party, then you're in trouble. Even if we would separate and living in this American society, you're still under the laws and you're being governed by the Constitution and the local, state, and federal laws of the United States. It's easy to say, let's drop out. But so while I'm in that situation, I am in this country, I'm going to try to advocate for what my wants and my needs are. So I'm in the United States, so I need to advocate for my rights as a human being. The only rights we do have, and the ones we demand, and the one we are granted under living and breathing, are human rights. And if they take your human rights away, you have nothing. You don't necessarily count on the Constitution, on the benevolence of another man. You count on your human right to exist. And the last line of defense is is to defend others from trying to harm you or kill you or hurt you or make your life miserable before you can't live a normal life. And so we say to racists like and anti-blackness people that we know who you are and we're going to resist your anti-blackness. And this is what the Democrats have to do. This was the independents have to do, or the people who have not fully prescribed to that Republican Project 2025 group of people who's running things. They want to make all the money for all the rich people, all the billionaires, the Jeff Bezos, the one who got Facebook, Zuckerberg, the Elon Musk, out and out about racists. The United States government is giving all their money, even before Trump, Biden, giving all this money to Elon Musk to build these satellites and build a military type technology. The person who going to be the gatekeeper is Elon Musk because he got all the information. You saw what he did with Doge. The first thing he did was swoop up all our other information. So we granted that the government got our information and they could do whatever the hell they want. The thing is to know who is doing that, you know. Because I got that argument. Well, Brother Jay, you're angry about they giving her your... I'm sorry, I lost my audio for a minute. Again, people, you're watching the Open Line Radio Show, and we appreciate you listening.
Opinions expressed on this program are those of the host, guests, and callers, and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of AOC Community Media, Cox Cable, LUS Fiber, or any entities they represent. Thanks for listening.
Yes, people, we definitely appreciate you listening and looking today. And again, the open line is for yourself if you have an open mind about things that's going on. We want to say we definitely support Black History Month and Black History 365. Let's skip. Okay. Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Yes, Brother Jay.
Yeah, what's going on?
I don't want to keep calling back and try to play the word game with stupid people, because you can't take stupid out of stupid, you know, and that's all this is. You know, voting have did a lot for us. Maybe not everything that we wanted or things that should happen, but instead of tell people not to vote, if it was a smart person, you know, he would try to teach people how to vote and what to vote for. You know, teach these people how to vote, not to vote for negativity. You understand me? But voting have brought us out of certain things. I'm not senile. You know, I don't need to be in a nursing home. But if you don't vote, don't pay taxes. Don't follow the rules. You know, don't go to work. Put your school bus up. Give them their school bus back. You know, give them everything back that you don't need from them. You know, and when we wasn't voting, they was doing what they wanted to do to us. Now that we could vote, if we vote in 80% and larger, we could get things better. But when people start voting in 10%, 15%, you know, this is why we're always on the back burner. You know, if we're going to vote for a candidate, let's vote to make this candidate do what we need to be done, you know. But like I said, you know, you can't take stupid out of stupid. That's just like trying to ring a bell and go get the ring back and bring it to the bell, you know. So, no, I'm not old. I'm not senile yet, you know, and I don't belong in a nursing home. My show have call in. If your show was all of that, have people to call in other than your wife. Thank you, Brother Jay. And I don't want to make you show a clown show, because it's a very intelligent show. All right, my brother. Peace out.
All right. Thank you, people. Thank you. Again, people, pay attention to what's going on. Follow the facts. Facts of life. Follow the facts. Certainly a lot going on in Baton Rouge, Washington, D.C., and you'll see more breaking stuff. And condolences go out to the family of Jesse Jackson. Met him way back in the day. And I don't know if I should show this picture. I don't have the permission of the other people who was in the picture, but I'm going to definitely show. Let's see if I can find it. Okay. Yes, indeed. All my pictures seem to went away. Okay. Let's try this image right here. Man. It's certainly, all my images has magically disappeared. Yes, indeed. But we were all down there in Gina, Louisiana. Okay, well, maybe we might have it right here. We were out there in Mississippi, and we happened to snap this photo of Jesse Jackson. Sister Khadijah know the story behind it. And I'm going to put it up on the screen. We had Jesse Jackson down in Mississippi. And that's the only time I ever got to meet him. It was a lynching out there. So keep him in our prayers, the family, everybody who is passed away, deceased. Also the family of Bo Lamar, greatest basketball player I ever seen coming up. And we definitely appreciate you here on the Open Line Radio Show. Tune in next week for the Open Line Radio Show. Thank you so much. Oh, well, we got a last minute caller. Go ahead, caller. Can I get you in for the last?
Yes. Can you hear me?
We got 2 minutes. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry. Good morning. How are you, sir?
Yes, no, you're not sorry. You don't get the joke. I'll tell you off the phone. Go ahead.
Okay, gotcha. I was listening earlier. One of your callers encouraging people not to vote.
Yes.
I'm totally disagree with that. Simply because we know in our area, voting matters. It's very powerful. It's the only voice we have other than our physical voice. And so I think if we keep voting for the right people at the right time, things can change, but we have to be able to exercise that. I'm sorry, my baby's talking.
Yeah, the dog says so too. He agreed with you.
Exactly. So thank you.
Thank you so much, last minute caller. Thank you so much. I'm so angry at that person. That's Sister Selena McCall. She has a show on AOC. Check out the schedule also, people. Again, we check us out next week on the Open Line Radio Show.
We've been built and we've been scorned. We've been treated bad, talked about, as sure as you born. But just as sure as it takes 2 eyes to make a pair, brother, we can't quit until we get our share.